All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Welcome back to day 31. So if you've been following along with us, you know we're officially crossing over into week 5 of advanced penetration testing. We're stepping way up from those foundational concepts and honestly stepping right into the shoes of advanced operators. Today, the entire focus is advanced information gathering. Out in the industry, you'll hear this called OSINT, or open source intelligence. Actually, here's a crazy fact for you. In the real world, professional hackers can spend up to 90% of their time just on this exact reconnaissance phase before they even think about launching a single exploit. Think of this explainer as your elite tactical mission briefing. Because before a pro can even think about penetrating a network, they gotta know absolutely every single detail about it from the outside. So let's get ready to map the battlefield.
Okay, here is our mission itinerary for today. First, the OSINT objective. Second, recon, passive versus active. Third, gathering the intelligence. Fourth, the hacker's toolkit. And fifth, your final mission.
So, Section 1, the OSINT objective. The absolute crucial point here is understanding exactly what OSINT represents for us in this advanced curriculum. OSINT is, without a doubt, our critical initial objective. We are basically treating our target like a giant black box. We don't have inside information, we don't have network credentials, and we definitely don't have a map. We have to meticulously unlock this box from the outside using entirely publicly available open source intel. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter so much? Well, because a penetration test is really only as good as the reconnaissance that comes before it. I mean, if you don't find the hidden door, you're never going to be able to test its locks, right?
Moving on to Section 2, Recon, passive versus active.
Now, before you even touch a single tool, you absolutely have to understand these two primary reconnaissance methodologies. Passive recon. Well, it's kind of like looking at a building from across the street through a pair of binoculars. You're gathering critical information without ever directly interacting with the target's systems, meaning they have zero idea you're even looking. Active recon, on the other hand, is like walking right up and checking the door handles. You are directly interacting with their infrastructure, and that leaves a digital footprint. In these early stages of advanced information gathering, knowing exactly when to stay passive to avoid triggering security alarms, and when it's time to go active to pull deep data is literally the true hallmark of a professional.
All right, Section 3, gathering the intelligence.
Let's look at the sheer variety of angles we use to gather this intel. These are your core learning objectives for day 31. We're starting off with Google dorking. And no, that does not mean acting silly online. It actually means using advanced search engine operators to basically force Google to reveal hidden files or expose directories. Pretty cool, right? Next up is Whois, which allows us to find out exactly who owns a domain and where it's registered. From there, we move to DNS enumeration to map out the target's servers and subdomains, essentially outlining all their hidden infrastructure. Then, email enumeration shifts our focus over to the human element, pulling lists of employee addresses so we can build a profile of the organization's workforce. And finally, metadata extraction. This involves pulling hidden data out of public documents. Think of it like uncovering an internal network password that somebody accidentally left buried inside a simple marketing PDF. This is exactly how you take scattered digital crumbs and transform them into actionable intelligence.
Up next, Section 4, the hacker's toolkit.
Time to open the virtual armory. Here's the required software you'll be deploying to actually execute those theories. First up, the Harvester. This is your absolute go-to for email enumeration, scraping the web to build up that employee target list. Then we have Amass, which is an incredibly powerful engine for deep DNS enumeration and mapping out the attack surface. Maltego serves as our visual powerhouse. It allows you to graph these really complex relationships between domains, people, and infrastructure. Next, Shodan is essentially a search engine for internet-connected devices, letting you see exactly what the target has exposed to the outside world. And finally, Spiderfoot ties the whole shebang together by automating massive OSINT sweeps. You see, you aren't just memorizing a bunch of tool names here. You're learning exactly which tool to reach for to complete a specific intelligence objective.
And finally, Section 5, your final mission.
Here is exactly how you're going to deploy these new skills. We're moving straight from theory into hands-on execution through a sequential escalation. Step 1 is the lab, where you are going to conduct a complete OSINT assessment of a real public company. Step 2 is the assignment. You'll take all that raw data you found and create a professional OSINT report, which is precisely the kind of deliverable you'd hand over to a corporate client in the real world. And Step 3 is your mini project, building a company recon dashboard. Because, let's face it, just gathering data isn't enough. You have to organize it, visualize it, and make it tactically useful.
So I want to leave you with this final thought as we wrap up this explainer and you get ready to jump into the lab. When this OSINT assessment is fully complete and you've run all the tools and mapped out all the data, what exactly is your Recon dashboard going to reveal? Are you going to find that one exposed server, that one leaked document, or maybe that one careless email that breaks the entire target wide open? The intelligence is out there waiting for you. Have fun, and let's get to work.